Boom! Look at that, I'm back, guys. I'm back. I'm a bit throaty still, but that's all right. It just gives a raspy rock voice, and I wish I hadn't done that.
That's it.
Oh, geez. What's wrong with the boy? Hello, fella. Hello, band members. How are you?
Hello.
Good.
Hello.
Hey,
Glad to have
great.
you back. Glad to have you
Oh,
back.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm
Yes.
so glad to be here, fellas. And we've got our drummer. We finally found a drummer for the band. Here he is. It's Mad Dog, the gaming cyborg Ray. Good to have you, Ray. How are you, my friend? I'm just wiping this drink off my chops.
Doing great. Celebrated my wife's birthday yesterday. We went to go see Uncharted. She's a huge Tom Holland fan, and it was good to see that.
Dutch, as they call him.
Yeah. And had a nice dinner and everything. We might go out today. So again, because she took the whole week off. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Thoughts on the film, Ray? Out of 10?
I mean, I'll just say, it's not I won't say like a huge blockbuster, but it's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
If you're a
but
Tom Holland fan, you'll love it. He takes his shirt off. My wife almost went, "Woo!" I mean, it's a good action movie. I think the family will like
It's
it.
you went to the theater to see it.
Yes,
It's nice because those guys have been struggling the last few years. So I think any excuse to get out and patronize your local theater can't be a bad thing, can it? And William, my good friend, Mr. Stadia Pro, how have you been? It seems to have been so long since I was in the chair.
Absolutely, man. I've been well. I grew another year older while you were gone.
Oh yes, happy birthday!
Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. But other than that, man, doing great, man. It's very cold here in North Dakota. Other than that, I'm surviving.
Wow, yeah, I can see it's all white and snowy behind you, and somebody's carved Stadia in the snow, which I think was awesome. It's really good. It's better than John's tattoo, I'll be honest with you. It's much more.
I don't know about that.
Talking of the devil, here's an angel. Well, hello, Mr. Scarcer. Thank you so much for standing in for me while I've been off. You've done an absolutely awesome job. Best figures we've ever had. I was actually in two minds about staying away. Makes so much sense.
Oh my gosh! No, we're so glad to have you back there. The show's not the same without you.
Oh shucks! Well, you got every band's got to have its front man, mate, isn't it? But,
that's right.
You did a cracking job. Thank you so much. So here we are. It's. I'm your Mick Jagger. I'm almost as old as flipping Mick Jagger.
Oh my god!
Wow!
My birthday's in 10 days. 10 days.
Is it? Is it right? Wow! 10 days. But you're not quite at the 5 yet, are you?
No, that's another. I got my foot dangling over the grave. Over the hole.
Mate, I fell in. I'm just trying to scramble out. Oh, bless you. Great to see so many folk in the chat as well. Thank you so much, guys. Awesome. We've got so many people. I could sit here all day and tell you, but we've got Caseball UK. We've got Anthony, and your mama knows. We've got Ewan. We've got Stadia Pro Gaming. I know him. Paul Bayram. Paul, is it true that there was an earthquake yesterday? Just north of Bromwich or something? Certainly down your way. I don't know, Bromwich in Birmingham? Anyway, that's what I heard. Victor, how are you, my friend? Who else we got here? We got my old mate Pip Nunn. Young Philip. How are you, Pip? Good to thanks for jumping in. It's great to see you, my friend. We've got Mr. Rillenden, star of Monday nights, the best Stadia Rokk Show. Is this one, and then he does a Stadia show. That's what I'm best show in town. Peter, how are you, my good buddy? Good to see you too. So many squids. How are you, bro? Yeah. Porter, John, Lukey, 6. They're all here, folks. They're all here. Amazing line out. Thank you so much. Yeah. Resdiv and the Stadia Adventure. How are you? Great to see you, Mr. Knight. So there we go. Now then, as we all know, 'tis Tuesday, the last Tuesday of the month, and well, as it goes, we hope to have this week on Stadia, 2s as we call it. Unfortunately, yesterday, well, fortunately, if you're American, yesterday was a day off, and our friends over at Stadia typically don't post a blog post the day after a holiday. I don't know why they can't write it the week before they go away. I haven't got a clue. That's not my ask. But they haven't done one, or at least it hasn't gone live. We'll keep pressing refresh, as I've just done. But right now, we're only showing the previous from last week, which was, it was chock-a-block with a load of stuff, but any road up. We ain't got a new one. So we can go straight to the news. And as we go straight to the news, let's start with our speculation, because, of course, next Tuesday will be the 1st of March. Wow, March hares and all that stuff. And that's new pro games. And I know you guys have got some fairly educated guesses as to what. Well, or maybe not that educated, but you've got guesses anyway. Go on, let's start with you, William. What do you reckon's coming up on the 1st of March?
Well, I think we're probably going to see World War Z. I think that's the biggest one.
We're not talking the Ukraine here, are we? We're definitely we're talking pro games.
Yes,
I don't want to get into politics.
Yep. And my second guess would have to be a Heist Simulator. I think that's the type of game that we might be able to wrap our hands around for pro. And not everyone's favorite, but Darkwood. I think that's a possibility as well.
Oh, okay.
Stop looking at Ray when you say that.
Oh my God!
Listen, no. I'm allowed to say that. It's a joke he's used before. It's nothing wrong with that. It's good, perfectly fine.
Is there a book here somewhere? Maybe I need to subscribe.
Yeah, I need to put $1 in the tin, don't I? And we need to start a tin. I'll put $1 in. I'll put $1 in it. Ray, what are your ideas? What do you reckon on the old pro games then?
He took. I really think World War Z is because he said wintertime, so I think it's going to come out. But I'm going to throw some games that are already on the Stadia library, but I think are going to be. And I think Chicken Police.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I'd love that to be a pro game.
And I can see Ben 10 being a pro game for the kiddies, for the kids.
Yeah.
So those are my predictions, and probably an announcement of Sky Climbers.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, a little teaser or something. Hey, maybe a demo. Who knows? I don't know.
Dasmy says, it's bound to be a pro game. I bought it. That's the classic, isn't it? It always is the case. Used to be the same with Clive. We used to say the same things. I bought it. It's bound to be a pro game. I'm
waiting. I didn't get it, so I really want to play it. So I hope it becomes a pro game.
Oh, I loved when first came out and John did a stream on it, and it's so up my boulevard, up my hen coop.
The devs are pretty fantastic and cheeky on Twitter too.
That's kind of what you want, though, isn't it? That's the only way to be. Talking of my angelic friend, who actually you've been having a run-in with dinosaurs these last couple of days, John, haven't you? There's big metal fellas out on the streets.
Yeah. Just down the road here, a block or two at the Scotiabank Arena, where the Toronto Raptors play, and the Toronto Maple Leafs as well. Right outside there is a little setup they have for the new Horizon Forbidden West game on PlayStation. Ooh. So it's pretty cool. Check that out there. Yeah. Usually in Toronto here, because it's the biggest city in Canada, we'll get like the gaming stuff like that. So, the mock-ups and things like that. So it's just one of the perks of living downtown.
It's great, and it's good to see them investing in promoting games as well. Not that one really needed much promoting, did it? It was always going to be. I mean, they must have probably outsold the previous game before it even launched. But sorry. Anyway, your pro game predictions.
So I'm going to go like with everyone else said here for sure. World War Z. I think it's a sure bet. I'm going to say possibly Chris Tales as well. That's a JRPG that came out in the July or August timeframe. I think it was July, and I'm going to say maybe Streets of Rage 4.
Ooh.
Might be a nice entry into Stadia Pro.
That'd be awesome.
And one more, a wishful thinking, Dawn of the Monsters. I know it's coming out in March. So Dawn of the Monsters would be...
do you know, I'm sure I dated Donna the Monster. I'm sure but she was a big old lass, if I remember rightly. I'm just trying to find in chat pointing out that Ryan, Racer with Ryan, is live on the studio.
Oh, now, it's live.
So PSX Cloud is saying, I'm just looking and can't see it.
Yeah, it was rated by Peggy, but I don't see it under new releases because I was looking for that. But
under Pro Games apparently. But
under Pro Games.
Well, unless he's or she's referring to coming next week. I don't know. Yeah. We could,
I don't see it on my end.
We could pull it up. I'm not seeing it either. I'm still seeing the same Pro Games. But you're right. It's been validated, so it could turn up today. If it isn't out there somewhere. Who let the dogs out? Indeed. Exactly what I was thinking. Show the dog, says my friend Justin. Yeah. Is this Snowshoe Magoo that we heard, Barker?
Yes.
Tell us the story of Snowshoe Magoo.
So North Dakota is a very, very weird place, okay? It gets so cold in the wintertime, you have to plug your car into an outlet so it'll start to keep the oil warm. Well, you also have to put shoes on your dog because it's so cold out there for his feet.
Oh, bless.
So we put these little booties on him, and he walks like cat that has tape on their feet, you know? Yeah. So we lovingly nicknamed him Snowshoe Magoo every time we have to let him out. It's adorable. He hates it.
I think that's lovely. Actually, Justin, who asked to see the dog, is he's got a load of rescue dogs, and they are gorgeous as well. He's got a husky, he's got a lab, he's got a cocker, some really. Oh, hello. We just had an announcement from Stadia. Twos is on its way. So, let's...
They heard that you were back, Rock. They didn't want to disappoint. Right?
Yeah. They just wanted to tease us, didn't they?
Today's February the 22nd, 2022. So, however you do your date of 222222222222, right? Is today's special day.
I think it works best. It's best over here because it's 2202 2022. So it's like a numerical palindrome or something along those lines.
Morse code, right?
Exactly.
Code.
Yes. Yeah. What is that about a 22? That's a good point. Yes. Clive's right. It's palindrome day. It is. It's backwards and forwards. It all makes sense. So while we're waiting for our friends over at Stadia to update, let's have a quick look at what else is going on. So. We won't see it on this screen, but today, in fact, it would have been by now, but I don't think it's launched yet, is Destiny 2 Witch Queen, which is the much anticipated big, I think is it season 5 or season 6? Ewan's in chat, he'll tell me, for Destiny 2, but they reckon it's going to be the biggest expansion to date, and I heard somewhere it's like 108 gigs, but not for us.
Right?
It's absolutely 0 gigs for us chaps, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's really good. Now I've got mine ready to download. I think I've pre-ordered it. So I say download. When it goes live, it'll be there, of course. So yeah, you guys, I don't think you guys are massive Destiny players, are you?
No, it's one of those games that I do have to jump into, and it's a remarkable title that they keep building on it year after year, and fundamentally changing the game in many ways. It's fantastic, but Squids plays it a lot, and I have to find a group of people that will hold my hand and pull me through the game a little bit.
Oh, bless you!
It's so large.
Oh, bless him. Yes, there's a massive Stadia fan base. Of course, it was the first really big game that Stadia launched with. And to be fair, it was one of the big draws for me, being up to then anyway, a huge Destiny player. So and it just was amazing. I mean, even, back then, two and a bit years ago, we obviously were still old gen, but it was better than on any console. And just an absolutely amazing example of what the tech can do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of guys in the chat as well. Victor's a big Destiny 2 fan. I think, Victor, you play every single day, don't you, my friend? So he's on cue for the Witch Queen. He's there. He's waiting for it. We've got Ewan. It's year 5, season 15. There you go. I knew there was a 5 in there somewhere, Ewan. Thank you for that, my friend. And by the way, guys, he's a fantastic Destiny player, is Ewan, and he's also very adept at helping anybody who wants to get in and be shown the ropes. So look him up. Check him out, and I'm sure that Ewan will help. He even has that beautiful Transylvanian accent. If you play at midnight, you can hear him slurping the blood. It's pretty good. Loads of people on Stadia play Destiny. So that's going to be a massive. That's looking forward to that big time. Now then. Still not seeing. I'm going to keep an eye on this, but it'll come. Now, I happen to know over at our very good friends at Stadia Source. Let me just change the video over. Oh no, that's me. We didn't mean to get rid of me. It's I'm so rusty. Where are we? Chrome tab. Stadia Source. There we are. Our good friends over at Stadia Source. Always great place to get your Stadia. There it is. There we go. Your Stadia news. Now, over at Stadia Source, I spotted that they were announcing that Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which of course has been hugely successful for Ubisoft. This has been by a country mile their most successful Assassin's Creed. They put out a little mini baby roadmap, and don't see it too well there. Let me zoom in on this if I can. Accept cookies. There we go. Actually, I've gone to a new screen and you can't see it, so that was irrelevant, but I can zoom in on here, so let's do that instead. Now, as you can see here, we've got title update 1.5, and we'll cover that in more detail in a second. We have got a free weekend for Valhalla, so if you have never played, I don't know why we suddenly lost that tweet, it was in there, there it is. So if you've never played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, hang on, who have I lost here? Oh no, I lost little Ray. I'm sorry, mate.
You're picking on Ray today.
I know.
Right?
Oh, bless him. Yeah, so yes, if you've never played Valhalla, have you guys all played Valhalla? Or
yes,
I have
loved it.
Yeah,
loved it.
I'm still playing it now. I love it.
I have to. Honestly, it's one of the games that I have to go back and play. There's so many games, but I got to go back and play it.
The raid function that they added into the game is so much fun. It really is. And the foot stomp. There's a very meaty stomp on the head move. And it makes you feel great when you do it.
Yeah. You're going to have to do a future Stadia Pro gaming tips on Valhalla, actually, William. That would be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
And then, so February 24th to the 28th, and in fact, February 22nd. So today we get title update 1.5. We'll have a look at that in a second. Then 24th to 28th, that's coming weekend. There's a free weekend play for free. I don't know that that's 100% on Stadia, but it usually follows that if there's a free weekend, it will show up on Stadia. So watch out for that. And then March the 10th, a Dawn of Ragnarok. But you were saying, William, you think that's a paid for expansion, unless you've got Ubisoft Plus.
I do think so. If you have Ubisoft Plus, just like you do, Rock, I think it's all loaded in automatically for you. But I do believe it's a separate add-on. It's not the season pass. So if you did buy the season pass and Valhalla, you'll probably have to buy Ragnarok. But on the free-to-play weekend thing, if they get their players to put 5 hours into the game, they're going to buy it. I can guarantee it. It's really good.
It's a great game. In fact, between Dying Light and Horizon Forbidden West, I've been trying. Between all my games, I jump into Valhalla and just try to progress. I think I've whacked about 80 hours into it so far, and I still haven't got anywhere near completion. It's just a massive title. So look out for that. And if I just go back to the headline news at Stadia Source, most of our news this week is actually courtesy of our good friends at Stadia Source. So this is title update 1.5. So this comes out today. It's a patch, as you can see. And it's largely bug fixes. They've got some stealth fixes, some gameplay fixes. They've added a Saga difficulty mode. Well, in the UK, Saga is a club for the over 50s. So I'm glad they've introduced that.
That would be awesome.
That's perfect for me. But everything just slows down. So, we'll have a look at that. Main quests, world events, and side activities. There's a load of stuff here, actually. It's crossover story stuff, River Raid. So they basically got over the entire game, and it looks like a lot of the DLCs and fixed a ton of stuff. Meteorites not being spawned in England? Well, that's just despicable.
Darn meteorites.
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with those folk? So... not like there ain't enough around at the moment to play, but if you are kicking around, have a look at Valhalla. If it is a free to play this weekend, if you guys haven't played it, as my band members attest, you really should give it a go, because it is a great game. And just the graphics and the mechanics and the play and the story. And I love that initial section where you're actually in Norway, in the snow. That was my favorite time, with the music and all the kind of Viking stuff. Absolutely love that game. I still love that game to this day. Bless it. Bless its little socks.
The game does a remarkable job of clashing those cultures, the English culture and the Vikings, through the story. I really enjoy it.
The teams really do their homework on it. Like they do a lot of research, and it's very factual and that's what I love about the games like from Ubisoft like that as well.
So right, John. So right.
Even the side missions are funny.
That chick with the eggs, you remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember
snake eggs.
Yeah. Oh man, I laughed so hard when I did that.
I think you streamed that, Ray, didn't you? Because I remember.
Yeah,
I remember laughing at you with that one. No, it's good. I did a little video actually on the history behind Valhalla, which is worth checking out if you want any more really detailed history. Because William and I did one on Red Dead, mate, didn't we?
Yes,
Back when CGD was streaming over the weekend, we did a kind of backstory history of Red Dead. I think that they're nice. I wouldn't mind doing another one in the future on some other games actually. But check out the old Valhalla one if you're interested in that period. And then I kind of go through all the characters and the background story and the history and so on. And
awesome.
It's a lot in there to watch. So we're all sticking with Ubisoft and with our good friends at Stadia Source. We also have a piece of Rainbow Six news, which is a spillover event on Rainbow Six Extraction. You guys still playing Extraction?
Oh yeah.
I played this yesterday and streamed it.
Oh, did you?
With Ninja Guy X.
Of course he did. What a stupid question.
So John, explain to us, what is Spillover? What's the mode or whatever that they released?
Well, so it's a timed event. So just like the other Rainbow Six, like Rainbow Six Siege, where you have a timed event there. You've also there's a new character added, Zofia. Yep, I could see that in there. And you also there's a new item that you can get, auto turret. And the auto turret makes a huge difference. You can take the auto turret out of the spillover because it's its own separate mode, and you can use that into the regular mode there, which is totally awesome and very helpful, because when you get 3 people with auto turrets and you come up to different scenarios, you can set them up to be pointing at the doors and the points of entry, and it helps you out a ton.
It's like having 3 more people shooting, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
pretty
nice.
much, yeah.
That'd
and
awesome.
You can see here, it tells you about like there's hot zones, and you have to do these other little funny little sub things of freeing, deploying the canisters, and then you're guarding it. You have to go against. There's invisible enemies. I showed a little bit there as well. I recommend it. It doesn't cost anything. It's free and it's on until March the 10th. Yeah, so it's a part of their events there, and you can see there the guck or the slime or the goo, whatever you want to call it, is all over the place. But it doesn't slow you down as much as it does there's the auto turrets there, in the regular mode itself. So it's still very challenging, but once you get those auto turrets there, and you have to kill, like, as even it counts towards as a team, 500 of the enemies. And we did that within like 15 minutes at most, I think 20 tops. You get that auto turret unlocked, and it is a lifesaver. Like William said there, it's like having 3 more people on your team there, which you need in this game, because the difficulty is pretty high in this.
The first tier you can solo some of that stuff. At least I have without too much of an issue. But as soon as you start going to the other levels, you do need a solid squad, like with tools and gear they've unlocked. Like that helps as well.
Yeah, because communication is super key in this game. That was one of the things, like, I love that you could play with your friends, but then also it's really, and if you don't have a group of people that you can rely and trust on, playing with randoms, I mean, you can get some good people, but it's a lot easier when you're playing with friends and, people that you know and things.
And more fun as well. That's what I'm told. Being a Billy no mates, I don't know, because I haven't played with it, but I'm told that if you do play with friends, it's actually vastly more enjoyable. So I like to do stuff on my own, and I'm a hermit. So that one's coming up, and that's already out there. Then
it's already. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And what else we got on the old Stadia source? Oh, well, we don't really need to do this on Stadia source. So Jackpox Barty Pack 7 came out last free. It was free to play last weekend, guys. Did you guys get stuck in? Too late for everybody else, unless you're watching this 2 weeks ago. And if you are, then tell us how. Spoiler alert. So Jackpox. It's a second time. It's the second time. Jack's Pox Party Pack. Oh, I can't be doing with it. Anyway, that game came out last weekend. Did you guys get stuck into it? This is what I meant to, and I just wasn't still feeling too great, so I never bothered.
No, I didn't.
No, I've been playing, to be honest, a lot of Cyberpunk. I am back in Cyberpunk 2077 with their update.
The update. What do you think, Ray? Because I haven't brought that up in a news item because we covered it last week. But how are you finding? Yeah,
I love it.
Have you noticed a big difference? Or
yeah,
oh yeah. I noticed with the traffic, people running around and screaming.
But what about the game?
I mean, honestly, the game. Just my opinion. I think even when the game first came out, it was one of the best places to play the game. Was
Stadia, yeah, for sure.
So but I do see the enhancements and the improvements and all the extra places too, the extra stuff. I do see a difference. It's great. And I'm playing it on. I went and played it on all the platforms, so except for the PlayStation. So I'm playing it on GFN. I'm playing it on Stadia, but I'm streaming it on Stadia. On the weekends I'm doing it.
Is Stadia still the best place to play it, in your opinion?
I mean, honestly, if you want the race tracing and you want the really, really good graphics, of course, GFN. But honestly, you got to download it. So with Stadia, you don't have to download. You just jump in and you just play it. But just have fun. But I'm enjoying it.
Do you know, John? You may know this. When they came out, when Cyberpunk came out back in December, whatever it was now, 2021. There was so much so much, venom around the console rollouts that the shareholders were like, they were threatening to take out legal action and stuff, and it was looking pretty dire for the guys down at whatever they're called, Red Bucket.
CD Project Red.
That's the fella. So what happened? Did they get that resolved, or did they go to court over stuff, or?
But they actually had it removed from the PlayStation Store, I believe.
They did. You're right. Yeah. Well, Sony took it down, didn't they? Sony
they weren't playing. They weren't playing. They did not like the performance on the PS4 for sure. But they've corrected a lot of that stuff. But I think in general, this title probably should have skipped that gen and went to the next gen, probably. But
do you think they've kind of managed to get out of the whole thing unscathed? I mean, this is a massive update.
On the business side, I don't know.
I think there was a lot. I think there was a lot of stuff settled behind the doors, and they finally let these devs do what they wanted to do, and they had the time to make the game to what it is. And I just look at it as a huge rebound. So people could go back. I mean, there's a lot of people streaming it now, and I'm happy for the company. But then Witcher came out. There was issues, and they went and they fixed that as well. So
I think one of the kind of one of the sort of spin-offs of the pandemic has been that obviously studios have had to put games back, but they've actually seen how positive gaming communities have been about the fact that they know that they're taking extra time, and they don't seem to be so afraid, if that's the right word now, to actually say, we saw this the other day with Baldur's Gate, actually they're saying, guys, sorry, we thought we'd be this year, but we don't want to let it go. We don't want to do a cyberpunk on you. We want it to come out in a year's time. And actually they're getting positivity from that, which is nice to see. So in a sense, I think that's been one of the good things to come out for gaming, is that actually it's shown them that there is a reception for that people are actually quite keen to see them put the extra time in.
What it boils down to is talk is kind of cheap. Like as we saw with CD Projekt Red, they said, hey, the game's going to be ready when it's ready, man. Just wait for this fantastic experience. And then on the business side, they were pressured, or however that worked out, for them to release the game. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 is being made by Larian Studios, and they're saying the right stuff. Yeah. They're saying, hey, we're not trying to hit an arbitrary date. We want quality product, and it'll be ready when it's ready. But like I said, talk is cheap. But I loved hearing that from them, and I'm anticipating a great release from them.
And then CD Projekt Red, they also kind of made fun of themselves. One of the characters in the game, Rogue, they did a kind of like a little skit where they had Rogue come into the office, and everybody was rushing to get stuff done and worked on, and she's like, yeah, we're getting ready to launch tomorrow this update. No, I need this launch like right now. and it was really, really cool because they actually had someone dressed up as Rogue walking through the company. So, yeah.
Nice. No, it's great to see. I mean, I'm really glad for them and for the community that they have soldiered on and that they haven't disappeared and they've put this effort in, because, we saw it with Outriders. If people pay for the game, most people would actually pay and wait, get a good rollout. But if you've paid and it's come out and it ain't as good as it should be, taking the time and the man from Uncle Backwards, I spotted it, don't you worry. He said, he made a very good point. No Man's Sky, and I actually put a tweet out the other day to Sean as well at
That'd be a great
Hello Games. Yeah, because I think this is an absolutely perfect fit for Stadia. It's a huge open world experience, open universe experience. And, they've kind of got it everywhere, including Switch coming up. And they haven't, this is a classic example of a studio who got a massive kicking when the game first came out. Although I bought it then and played it and completed it and absolutely adored it. But a lot of people were saying, where are these amazing dinosaurs and graphics and stuff? And it's not here. The progressive graphics and things.
The thing about that studio is that they overpromised, underdelivered, and then over-delivered in the end, in my opinion.
Didn't they just?
Yes.
I mean, they then spent years rolling out free updates. It's if you've stuck with that game now, And I know, as a guy who works for me, he plays nothing but No Man's Sky, and he has played nothing but No Man's Sky since it came out, because every time he's about to have enough of it, they pull out another massive update with a huge, massive amount of features. So, but I completely agree. That, I think, would be a fantastic game for Stadia. In so many ways, and we've said it as well. And there was a discussion this week with myself, Duncan, and Kiefer, saying, who's going to bring out the first cloud gaming game, the first game exclusive to cloud gaming, because the potential to have this vast gameplay with no limitations on disk space and stuff, it's there. And they all thought it was going to be Xbox. I'm not so convinced. I think that they're too focused right now on selling consoles and game passes. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure they're all looking at it and working on that for the future. But yeah, I'd love to see that. So here we go. Brian, good day to you, sir. Great to see you. Thank you for popping in. Hope you had a great break. Google just announced Google for Games Summit for Devs. Well, that'll be one for you, John, because you did the stream last week, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, and in that stream is a Breakpoint virtual one-day stream for developers. Ryan there, who is a product manager for Google, he mentioned that he is actually going to have a specific talk coming in that Google for Games Developer Summit, which we did see that back in July. So that's when they had all those series of different talks with Google talking about the tools, the certification process, and all that good jazz. And yeah, last week at the virtual Breakpoint in Ryan's session, which I streamed, when he was talking about some things about Google, the certification, bringing your games over to Stadia. Like very, very interesting. He mentioned that he's going to have his own specific point there, or little session at the Googles for Games Summit. And he said that it was coming within 6 weeks. Well, now we've got the date here. They just announced it, March 15th. So really looking forward to that as well. They're always technical talks, but good stuff to take away from them, really.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Save the date. And this is Google Developers. Google for Games Dev Summit returns, as you've rightly said, John, March the 15th. Learn about Google's latest gaming solutions. And this, why I think this is important, and I know, Brian, that you're thinking the same thing, is we should start to get more flesh on the bones for Google Stream out of this, if they are pushing it as a big important product and service. So it'll be interesting to see whether they do unveil more information around that, or whether not. Learn about Google's latest gaming solutions and product innovations to help you reach and engage billions of potential players. Well, that to me says cloud. I don't know about you guys. I mean, that's fairly explicit, I would suggest. So there we go. That's March 15th, about just under a month. And what's Clive saying here? Clive's saying, as mentioned last night, a few Stadia sessions at Google for Games Dev. Yeah, I think it's a foregone conclusion that we should start to see more about their wider plans, the more commercial aspect of the service. So that's definitely one to be watching out for. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Brian, for bringing that to our attention, my friend. Really appreciate that. Still nothing over at the old blog post, guys.
No, they're waiting. We got to go off the air.
Trolling us, aren't they, right now?
Wait until we go off the air.
I tell you what, they've done this before, actually. The last time there was a big Destiny update, they waited until it went live, which was about an hour after we were live. And they'll almost certainly be doing a big Witch Queen push in their blog post, which is almost certainly why we're not seeing it. So I reckon you're right. I think we'll still be online. We'll still be on air in 20 odd minutes. So we will go and have a little peep at that. If not, as Ewan says, it could be delayed until later. So that's all good. It's coming anyway. We know it's gonna be pro games, gonna be Witch Queen, and who knows, some more goodies as well. Right, whipping on. I think we've almost finished on the news. Zombie Army Season Pass has come to Stadia. That's free. You covered that, William, didn't you?
No, I can't find it. I went to go claim it, and I couldn't. I found a whole bunch of add-ons for like weapon packs that were free and all that stuff, but I couldn't find the season pass. So I don't know where that's located in the store, I guess.
If you go in, because I claimed it, and I'm actually streaming it later today. But if you go in the store, let me see here, because I know I was able to. A lot of those things, other things that you see for free, are also included in the 1 year.
So you just claim the 1 year and then you get all that? Because I was going in and getting it separate, and it was taking forever.
You got to just
So it's listed as Zombie Army 4 Season Pass 1. If you do a search for that, you'll be able to find that.
Awesome.
And it'll pop right up there, and it's free. Yeah.
Yeah, because that game's a lot of fun, and
it is.
It's gruesome, and having multiplayer, it's amazing. So
yeah, it's like arcade like, and I love that, because you could just get 3 other people, it's up to 4 people, and just go and shoot and have a good old time and not have to work. Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
So there's also Season Pass 2 and 3 on here, or are they just bookmarks for the future?
I think there are, this is the only one that's free. There is additional seasons.
I put Son 4 season, and there you go, 2, 3, and 1.
They must be giving us 1 because they're getting ready to go to 4. I'm guessing,
right? Because I think
exactly
season 1 came out in maybe the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, so it's not brand new. And they're making it free across all platforms.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I ain't buying it. I ain't having that one. Yeah, it's a great game. Have you not played it, William, before?
Yeah, I have. But I got lost in them. I was playing Bob solo, so I got to 3 maps in, and I got a little lost.
It's a great streaming game as well. It's great fun. I know Lee used to do a zombie army on his Friday night show. It's always a chuckle, and we used to do it as well when we did our Friday night show. It's all good. Chorus has a free to play on Stadia now. Now that game came out, I believe, in December, if I remember rightly. Yeah. So you can play a demo of that, which is pretty cool. I did jump into the demo, and it looked to me like one of the later missions in the game as well, which was pretty cool. But then I thought it may just be that it was playing where I was in the game, in which case none of that was relevant. But anyway, it's there, it's free, and you can go and play it on Stadia if you want to. That, chaps, is all I have on the old news front. I just noticed there are some sales on, as always. I don't know if any of these are new sales. As ever, every single Ubisoft game is on sale.
For a fraction of nothing.
Exactly. It's always a classic. But we do have, as we saw just now, My Hero 1's Justice 2 for Stadia, which is ironic, Judge John, because, dun dun dun, if I'm not mistaken, sir, that is the subject of today's Judge John's Joystick Judgment. Guilty!
I love that.
And these things are always too quick for me, but I have got it. I promise you, I've got it up ready to go. All right, let's switch across. Here we go. There we are. There's Judge John doing his thing. Judge John,
John having fun here, right?
Do you wish to explain to the lovely folk in chat exactly what we're judging and what the way it works?
Okay, so here we are. We're taking a look at My Heroes 1 Justice 2 on Stadia. It just came out last week. And the way that we look at this is from like a casual gamer standpoint, where someone coming in that really doesn't play a whole lot of games, but it's just, interested in games. And, we look at different things like we saw Troll Hunters, One Hand Clapping, PUBG, Wreckfest, games like that. Just kind of see like how they might cater to that more casual audience. And I thought, well, there's been a lot of talk about My Heroes 1 Justice 2. It's an anime. Now, I'm going to preference this with, I don't know anything about the anime at all, but I know that there's a huge following for it. And like when I streamed it there was a lot of people in the chat there talking about it and recognizing characters and voices. And so it's, to my knowledge, pretty authentic. It's got the look and feel of the anime. It's beautifully animated. You can choose between English and Japanese voices. There's several different game modes to play. So what we're going to do, we look at it here under 5 different categories. The first category being how quickly can you get into the game? When you first started up there, there's some cutscenes and whatnot that you've got to go through to learn about the story. Technically, you can go through and skip those. Like, if you're not going to play the story mode and just want to play like, where I'll call it like the arcade mode or battling against, because this is as a fighting game, you can pretty much skip that really and just click on the buttons and go through it. But if you really want to get the full experience, I recommend doing so. And like I said, again, they have English and Japanese voices on that. So a lot of people, like the Japanese voices, but then again, in this, what I was finding out,
Japanese apparently there, mainly.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because it gives it that more authentic feel, because it originally, that's what, it's done in and whatnot. But I did see like a lot of people in the chat mentioning that this particular anime like is really well voiced. So when I switched over to the English voices, people were like, and I asked like, what do you like better, the Japanese or English? And people were like, I like the English because if I'm not mistaken, it's the same people that are like, this isn't like a third party that's doing it. It's the same people that actually do the anime English voices as well. So it's pretty good. So I would say, how quickly can you get into this game? Out of 5, I'm going to rate it a 3. Because there are some, you do have to watch a few things here, but you can kind of button mash through that there and be able to get past it and go where you need to go. The next category or aspect that we look at this game is, can you pick up from where you left off? And there's a story mode and fighting mode here. You can see on the screen now, this is like a training. Like when you first starting here, it's going to tell you a lot of different moves and button combinations. But we'll get into that under the next section. So how you can pick up from where you left off, it's pretty straightforward. You get to a menu there, and if you're playing the story mode, you can continue on right there. Or if you want to play against friends online or continue battling it out against the computer, it's really simple. So I'm going to say I'll give that a 5 out of 5 as far as to where you can pick up from where you left off here. Awesome. Now, the particle effects are amazing. Watching, they did. Bandai Namco amazing job on this game. How easy is it to play? This is where, for the casual gamer, it might come into a little bit of trouble here. As you can see, there are a ton of moves to learn and memorize and combos and whatnot. However, with that being said, there are different difficulties there that you can choose from. So you really could, depending on what you select, you could get away with some button mashing as long as you remember a few of the key moves. You're pretty much okay if you play it on the easier difficulty, or if you're playing against someone else who's of the same stature of that casual gamer. You still have fun with it, right? Like it's very beautiful, and of course anime like here, colorful, bright colors, flashy. I played an online match with Paul, Mr. Bayram Plays here. We had fun. We were actually the first 2 people on Stadia to have a ranked match, because before we started, we checked out the ranked listings. Nobody was listed there, so we were the first people to play online. He ended up winning. He was 1, I was 2. That's perfectly fine. But how easy is it to play? I'm gonna say on the casual gamer, I'm gonna go with a 2.5.
Oh, he's going for the half.
Yeah, got to go for that hat there.
Okay.
Requires math.
Yeah, that requires math. Well, who knows? Maybe
Thanks,
I'll
mate.
give the next category another half to even it out for you. It just won't be so hard. So is it rewarding? Yeah, it's really fun to play, and playing against, especially as with any multiplayer game, playing against friends. It has local co-op. Local co-op or battling against, so you can battle with with 3 other people locally, and 1 other person online. So it's great fun. It is really rewarding fighting and seeing the different environmental damage and pulling off those moves onto your friends and foes. So is it rewarding? I'm gonna go with a 4. We'll give it a nice even 4. And value for the money. So that's our last category here. As Rokk showed earlier, it's on sale on Stadia right now for when it is introductory price reduction or whatever. It is basically half price. And this is kind of like the maybe ultimate edition of the game, because you really get like extra care, like DLC that's not normally included in the game, cosmetic items and whatnot. So if you're really looking for this game and are interested in it, I think, the value for the money, what it is now for what you get, it's really worth it. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 4 out of 5.
Sorry, I left the old screen. You can give this one a 4. Okay.
Yep. Give that one a 4.
4 out of 5. Right. So, totting up the scores, I'm going to suggest we've got, that's a fairly high score here. That can't be correct. Let me redo my numbers.
Yeah, okay.
I told you, Matt.
Oh, he's blown. Oh, no. Hang on. What was value for money? What did we say was value for money? How much? 4.
A 4.
Oh, right. Okay. So, it's 8, 9, 10,
You gotta have
10,
your calculator
15, 18 and a half. There you go. I have got a calculator here, but I'm hoping. Yeah, no, that's. I don't mind people laughing at my math skills.
I want the old school calculator, not the one on your computer. I want the. There you go. Okay, good.
I only do old school, my friend, because there were no new schools when I went to school.
Just the school, right?
Yeah. So where have I put it here? Hang on. Judge John's thing. We know it's value out of money, Rokk, but what does the final score suggest? The final score suggests 18 out of 5. That's what he said, and he is guilty. Brilliant stuff. I enjoyed that. Thank you. Have you got any of you other guys played that specific game?
I have not. It looks amazing, though. I like the particle effects and how it looks in combat. Looks fun.
Yeah. For sure. It's just got an odd name. My Heroes 1, Justice 2. What the heck does that mean?
Definitely weird.
It's number 2. It's number 2. That's
fine. There's the second one of his heroes justicing, as it were. Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Like I said, I don't know anything about the anime, but I know that there's a huge following for it, and there are a lot of people who are excited for this game.
No, totally, absolutely, massive following for anime and all that malarkey. Oh, and actually, it's good because the old Snowshoe Magoo there is announcing that it's time for Stadia Pro Gaming Stadia tips. Yes. And what are we doing this week, Mr. Stadia Pro Gaming?
We're going to talk about Red Dead Online. Give me one.
Yep, kill the dog.
No, that's not.
I'm getting a dog. That's what happens. No, that's what happens in Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, Vet does do that. That's true. If it's got an animal, it's got to be shot. Guys, now all of you guys are big Red Dead Redemption Online players, aren't you?
Love this game. Game.
Red Dead Online is so much fun. I've talked and gushed about the main story over and over again, but online is equally as fun, especially with friends. So I've got 8 little tips for people that are just starting off in the Red Dead Online adventure. Awesome. My first tip would be this: take time on making your character. You can always change the way that your face or your clothes look later. but it costs money to do so. So when you're in that little space, when you're creating your character, take time on the face and all that stuff. You'll appreciate it later. My guy looked like Santa Claus for the longest time. Like, I mean, because I didn't take any time with it. I just jumped into the game. But definitely when you start, play your own way. I mean, it's the Wild West. Anything is possible almost. But definitely start with the story missions, as that will give you a little bit of the story, introduce you to the world a little bit. And then stranger missions for cash. And daily challenges to earn gold. That would be my first thing. Like, jump into the game, start the story, and start collecting some money, because you're definitely going to need it. It is a little bit of a grind. My second thing would be is if you're not familiar with Red Dead or GTA games, they have a auto aim that snaps to the center of your chest. And if you tap up on one of your analog sticks, you can get headshots very frequently if you learn the exact position to be in. And it's really cool to get that down. Once you do, you'll get a lot of headshots. My third thing would be is loot all the dead NPC bodies. If you clear out a little nook of a town or something, definitely collect everything off their body, because sometimes you'll get a treasure map, which leads to cash plus gold. And gold is super important in Red Dead Online, because it's the only way that you're able to access roles, which would be like bounty hunter, the trader, the collector role. All of these cost gold, and Rockstar wants to sell you gold, but if you enjoy the game, you can grind it all out and you don't have to pay for anything extra. Let's see here. What else? Spend your cash wisely, because cash comes slow. So does gold. Don't get discouraged. Keep grinding that until you can get your first roll.
Oh, William, I'm so sorry. I'm not laughing at you. You seem to be in perfect sync with yourself on the video. So I'm watching you there, and you're going, "Don't be discouraged." And you're like, sorry, my friend. Carry on.
All right. Let's see. The first role I would select, I would ask you to probably think about purchasing would be the collector role or the bounty hunter role. Those are some of the ones where you can get a bunch of money, and like the collector role, you'll get familiar with the whole map and stuff like that. And the two last tips that I have for you would be upgrade your ability cards when you can, and keep track of your cores on your heart cores. They go all the way to gold. If you're going to experience or excel at PvP, you're going to need that. And the last tip is just make friends, man, and be merry, because the game is so much more fun when you have a posse at your back, watching your back.
Yeah, it's always good to have a posse on your back, I say. And there we go.
Unbelievable.
What?
Unbelievable.
What it's true, though. And you see, look, Dandroid only got Red Dead to join Ray's Bounty Boys. Isn't that cute? Only to realise his stream's at 6 a.m. Yeah, I should have warned you about that, actually. Damn it.
10 o'clock my time, PM.
Yeah, it's late for Ray. It is late for Ray. And Ray's like my little alarm clock. It goes off next to me, and I always jump in, my eyes like this. And Lee's the same, Cloud Gaming Dad. We're both there in bed. Oh, great, it's Ray. So it's great to see you. Thanks for popping into the chat as well. Thank you so much for that, William. I actually do own this on Stadia. I completed it, but I've never got into the online because I don't have any friends. I must get that sorted. I do. I have loads of friends, but I just don't.
You do.
I don't have play. So there we go. That was that. That was great fun. I really enjoyed that. We'll hide that one because, ladies and gentlemen, while William's sorting out Shoe Magoo, we've got a new feature. I wonder if anybody can guess what our new feature is, because I know that at least one person in the chat was asking for this, and I think it was I think maybe Ewan. So without further ado, let me stop teasing you. Let's play a very well-known and memorable video so that we can get on with the show. Here it is, folks. Ray's praise is back. Hallelujah.
Yay. What's going on, everybody?
Ray, what's the feature all about, and who are we praising this week?
Well, people don't know that, there is a lot of Stadia content creators and streamers out there, but there's a lot of Stadia content creators out there. And so what I want to do is I want to shed some spotlights on some of those creators that, have like less subscribers or just want to put a spotlight on them. And so today I have a wonderful content streamer creator. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Andrew, or CaliVet93.
Awesome.
He's been doing, he's just like, I think he's got about 20 subscribers, just starting out.
He had 19. He's now got 20 because I subscribed.
Yeah. Thank you, Rock. And, he's been doing other platforms, but I've also noticed he's been doing a lot of Stadia. He was doing direct streams, so you really couldn't see his handsome face. Now he has a camera. That's him right there. He's
there
get
he
out.
Is.
Get out.
Naked person in the doorway there. Get the hell out of our video.
He is now streaming with his camera. I've also talked to him behind the scenes. I know he wants to do some other stuff as well, but I just wanted to shed some spotlight on him. I know he's doing a PUBG, Stadia PUBG stream later on, I think tonight. He also does some Wreckfest. And just wanted to put spotlight on there, you guys. All you people out there, go subscribe to him, show him some support, and check out his stream.
So I'll put a link in the description after the show's completed, so you guys can go. So the main
PUBG player. He's an amazing PUBG player.
He's also an amazing Half-Life 2 player, and when I did a couple of Half-Life 2 streams, and he jumped in and reminded me, because it was years ago that I played it, of what to do next. And he said it was like one of his favorite games. He's a great guy. So what we want to do with this feature, as Ray's already said, is we want to bring the spotlight on some of the newer content creators, or maybe just content creators that have been around for a while but haven't got a massive audience yet, because they're all fantastic, and it takes so much to get in front of a camera or just even to play live on, and it's it really is not something to be taken for granted. So if we can do our thing to promote them, which to be fair is what Ray has always done, bless you. Ray's always made it his aim to promote content creators on Stadia. So thank you so much for that, Ray. We really appreciate you there, my friend.
Thank you for having me back on the show. And
no, man, it just felt like we were missing something, and then it dawned on me, we haven't got our drummer. There's no backbeat to this darn show.
I promise not to take any horse pills and pass out on the drums or anything like that.
Well, you know this, Ray, but nobody. I was going to call this feature Ray's Sauce, because if you said it fast, it's Ray Sauce. I just thought, I love the idea of a horse going, but maybe it was my personal dream. It doesn't actually come out too well now that I've spelled it out, but Eddie rode up. So CaliFet93, he hasn't as yet got a URL on YouTube. As you all know, that comes after you've got a few followers and stuff, but we'll put the link in description. He's also on Twitter, and I believe as CaliFet93 as well.
Yes, it
CaliFEET93. I was correct. And there's a whole range of games on his channel, I noticed. If we go back, let me just come out from here. Let's go back and look at his channel. We go, CaliFet93. So we've got videos.
It's got the PUBG one right there.
PUBG. Yep, you in that one, are you, Ray?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome. We've got For Honor. We've got Chronicles of Riddick. That was a great game. I enjoyed that game.
Shout out to Texas. I think he's from El Paso, Texas.
Awesome.
So, shout out. I know his name says Cali, but I think he's from Texas.
Wow. So there you go. He's got that massive cap on there. Look at that. That's a proper hunter's cap going down there. Keep the sun out your eyes. Awesome stuff. Right, there you go. So we'll be doing this every week, so we're not going to let you know when we do it, just because it's a surprise. So come in if you are a new Stadia or a relatively new Stadia creator. Watch the show, because it may be you that gets praised in the coming weeks. Thank you so much for that, Ray. Really appreciate it, and it's always worth doing this. We love it, don't we? Somebody just mentioned that there's a awesome video from Stadia. That's where can we find this? Is it
Twitter?
Just on
check in the private chat. There's a link there.
Thank you, my friend. So talk amongst yourselves while I find this. Dee. All right, I've got it.
Chirp.
Sky climbers. Sky climbers. Dee. Oh, PUBG. There you go. It's that one. Here we are. So, build your kingdom, choose your class, and tame monsters in this city-building RPG that takes place in a procedurally generated... That was the word I was looking for earlier. I said progressive was No Man's Sky. Procedurally generated anime-themed metaverse. They can't use metaverse. It's copyright. Zook's gonna be right down on them. Get ready for Play Sky Climbers, the first multiplayer city building RPG created by Paratrope, coming soon to Stadia. John, you're the man in the know. How soon? What are we looking at here?
We even got
trying to find the audio. There it goes.
Oh, there we go. So we know that the alpha for this game is coming to PC in March. So in about a month here, and it's going to do a final release on PC on November the 22nd. The alpha for Stadia is scheduled, I believe, for this year here, and we're supposed to get some more information very soon about it after the alpha for the PC launches. So I would assume we get some alpha info here within the next several weeks. But it's good to see. This was one of the games that originally wasn't coming to Stadia, and then the community got on board, and everyone just helped out with the Kickstarter. Yes. Yep, and they became a developer. And Paratrope is such an awesome individual. I know he's been interviewed by Stadia Source a while back, and just a great all-around person. The game looks fantastic. So
yeah, they've really engaged quite well with the Stadia community, haven't they? I know they've got characters in the game that are modeled on designs that people in the community have created.
Scarlet had a design, and she's going to have something within the game there too. So it's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, and as Clive said, there's potential of it being mentioned in the blog post when that does come later. It is. I have to sadly inform you folks, we've gone beyond the hour, and it still hasn't updated. So that's going to be coming later. Normally, I think it's about say 2 hours from now if they do it as a later thing. But awesome stuff. So looking forward to that one. I wonder if that's going to be a pro. Do you think it'll be a pro game, John?
Well, I know Paratrope or the Sky Climbers Twitter account asked about how do they want to do, I think was it DLC for the game or extra content, and there was a poll that they had, and one of the options was a discounted price on Pro, include it with Pro, or I think it was like neither of the above. So this is something, I don't think it will launch into Pro, but they're looking to have extra content, maybe discount it or include it if you have a Pro.
There'll be some incentive for Stadia
for sure.
There has to be, given the amount of integration that there's been, and a lot of love for this game. Porter John there is excited for Sky Climbers. Yeah, it does look good, and an exciting addition to the library as well. So that's all good, chaps. We had to lose William. He had to go off and deal with dogs and visitors and stuff. But thank you very much, William, for your contribution today. It's been amazing. It's been great to be back. I was really nervous as well before we went live. because I've not been, I've been on my back for 2 weeks, but that's a whole other story. And so no, it's great. And thank you, chaps, as always. Let's just do a quick run round on your what you're in your wherewithals this coming week. Starting with you, John.
Well, I'm going to be in about 50 minutes. I'm going to be streaming the Zombie Army 4, the Season 1 pass, with Mr. Bayron Plays Paul, and also a new UK friend that I met this morning.
Oh, nice.
This person actually just saw me tweeting it out earlier today and contacted me and said, hey, I'd love to play along. And that is none other than... Well, you know what? I don't even know.
So, some friend you are.
A new UK friend. I'm not sure. I don't know why.
Is he called Boris? He could do with all the friends he could get right now.
That would not be my friend. Anyway, I'll be playing soon here. And I think I'm going to throw my hat in and on Friday stream a little bit of Destiny 2, the Witch Queen. I'm going to try and see... and get back into it because I'm always excited for the Destiny games. Yeah. And Witch Queen looks awesome. So I might be doing that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
For an hour or so.
Yeah, no, you should do it. Raymondo, so glad to have you back in the show, my friend.
You guys are family, so I'm glad to be back anytime. Love being on the Rock brand. Guys, Sunday, the 27th, the Retro Rewind is back.
Wow.
We got awesome guests. We got the wonderful Mrs. Tracy is going to be a part of our stream. And so that's coming up on the 27th on Sunday. It's usually noon p.m. Pacific time. I think you guys in the UK will probably still be up to watch that. And
what time Pacific?
I think it'll be noon, maybe about noon time.
So it's about 9, 10, and 1. Ooh, it's quite late. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and that'll be about 9, 10 p.m. our time. Yeah, we should. Yeah, that should be good. I'll be definitely there, my friend. Okay. When was this Sunday? When?
Sunday, February the 27th.
So this coming Sunday
on Stadia Pro Gaming's channel, on his YouTube channel.
Nice.
Yeah, Mrs. Tracy, myself, Jeff Gitnack, and Stadia Pro Gaming. And then I'll be streaming Saturday night on Twitch, RayRay3473. I am a nomad in Cyberpunk 2077 on Twitch. And then
is that the best character, Ray? Because I chose corporate, and I'm not sure if it was the right decision to make.
I did it on Street Kid, and Street Kid was great, but I didn't get to have a relationship with my girl Judy. So I guess I found out I have to be a female.
Ray,
little virtual lover.
So I'm gonna use a female character so I can hook up with Judy. There you go.
See, that's what I did. I chose a female character as well. I think I just chose all the wrong stuff. That's the problem.
You gotta pick the right stuff.
I know, man. I blew myself out there.
Maybe Ray can make a guide on what you need to do to how to
get Judy. That's what we need. I've wanted that from Ray for so long because he's loved the game and he's banged through it, and I just struggle. It's like treacle for me. Love awesome. Anything else, Ray? You got any other?
I'm doing my Luna Zone probably tonight. For those guys that like Luna, they have the Medium. That's a new game that's on the platform. I'll be doing that.
Yeah, and they've integrated it with. You can play on Twitch now as well, can't you? With Luna? They got a little play on Twitch button, which we were all hoping and expecting was coming for Stadia on YouTube. Do you remember when they promoted it as they were going to have this click a button and play the game, and it never came about?
Down the road, people. Down the road. Just have
patience. I know. They're missing out, man. FOMO.
People, Rome was not built overnight. These things take time.
It took about 2 weeks, apparently. Rome. It was quite quick.
It's been a while. And then also, you can catch me on Cloud Nation TV with Dr. Spaceman, Vet JD, Maker of Chaos, and I do a sports show with Vet on Tuesday nights. I think tonight. So thank you guys.
That's great. I'm so glad to have you back, my friend. As for me, well, Rock Review Thursday, I think I haven't. I'm not 100%, but I think it's 99% going to happen. Please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the old like button. Thank you very much. Think about joining as a member. It's always great to see the support that we get. In fact, God, I'm so remiss, fellas. Remiss. I should have had my little ticker going down the bottom. Go on. What were you about to say something important there, John?
No, I was going to say, did the blog post come? But I checked it.
They're waiting for us to get off, so we need to hurry to get off.
No, look, William's back to tell us. William, thank you, my friend. What are you up to? Well, we've heard about the show coming up on Sunday with Ray, which sounds great. Oh, yeah. But give us your spin. Tell us what you're up to over the coming week.
All right. I'll be streaming something on Wednesday, but coming up on Friday, we're going to start another adventure in Baldur's Gate 3. Myself, Ray Sherrod, I1, and
Who's he?
Dre.
Oh.
And Dre, we're all going to get together and start a new campaign. Chaos is going to ensue, I'm sure. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, awesome. Do you know, I look at that game, Baldur's Gate, and I think 50% of me thinks that looks great, and 50% of me thinks I don't know that it's for me. And I wish it was like there was like a free to play of it, so I could have a little kick around.
Yeah, but, that's going to be way down the road. They're still charging the full amount for early access, and but I can say this, Rock, it's not much of a roll of the dice really, because you can always get a refund within 2 hours.
That's a good shout. Yeah,
and the other thing is that I've already felt like I've got my money's worth, and I don't even know the whole story of the game. I can play through the first act, which is about 40 hours, but I've put like 400 hours into the game. So I've got my money's worth without even completing it. Yeah,
I hear you. And of course, you've got more stuff to come when they officially launch next year.
Absolutely.
I think. Yeah. It's going to be good, isn't it? So there we go. Well, thank you, everybody. Fantastic to see you all, as always. I've really enjoyed being back, and we'll do this again next week. Of course, when we do our next week's show, we will know the pro games because it'll be the 1st of March. So we'll run through the pro games. We may even do that as either Judge John's section or Stadia Pro's tip section. We may just run through the pro games and for the sheer fun of it. Thank you everybody in the chat for joining. Amazing numbers tonight. Thank you so much, guys. It warms the cockles of my cockles. It really does. And I hope you all have a fantastic week, and we will see you all next Tuesday.
Thank you for the 99. Just got a super chat.
Oh, bless him. CG. Lee, thank you, my friend. That's very kind of you. Beaming face with smiling eyes. Bless you, my friend. So there you go. Right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
No, I definitely didn't say cuckolds, Brian.
Yeah, you did. That's what it sounded like to me, Brian. It sounded like to me.
Bye.